Well, hello again. So this will be now another of my videos about the fall anime season of 2013. And this time I will talk a little about another anime that finished already, and it's Outbreak Company, Moero Shinryakusha. And Outbreak Company, or the Mo Invader, is based in a Japanese light novel series that is written by Ishiro Sakaki and with illustrations by Yugen. It was published, or is being published, in Kodansha because it still is ongoing, and the television series aired between 3 of October of 2013 until 19th of December of 2013. It was directed by Kei Oikawa, and the studio that made the series was Studio Feel. Um, and basically, the series is interesting because it starts with a guy called Shinichi Kano, but that basically is a young guy that is a secluded otaku. And he kind of participates in an online inquiry, and basically he is chosen to get a job because of his great knowledge of anime, manga, and video games. And he eventually goes to the interview and eventually finds himself kidnapped and wakes up in a strange world. Uh, and eventually, he is informed that he was picked up by the Japanese government to help improve the relations between Japan and this new world, and with the goal of spreading Japanese culture in that realm. And then the first character he encounters is a character called Muso Form, that is an elf, and is kind of a maid. It's very funny. The first encounter between them, it's fantastic. Eventually, also get to know the ruler of the Elden Empire, a young girl called Petrauka and Elden III. And the guy that also is always present is the liaison officer, let's say, between the Japanese government and the Elden Empire. He's a guy called Jinzaburo Matoba, and eventually he is helped with another girl from the army called Minori Koganuma, and eventually there are other characters that appears, Albia Anaman, and we also know Agarius and Korbok. It's kind of the cousin and commander of the Royal Knights, of the ruler of Elden. And but this series is fantastic. It was funny from episode one until the end. Eventually, through the series, we have the struggle of Shinichi trying to spread Japanese culture. Then we have the situation Muso and Petralka both decided to learn Japanese to understand better the mangas. But then the school, he is able, Shinichi kinda is able to convince the ruler Petralka to found a school, and eventually they began gathering people from several races, elves, dwarfs, humans, and such. And it's very funny the situation in school between the different factions and different groups, and discussions about anime, discussions about video games. It's it's fantastic. Eventually, we learn near the end of the series that this basically is a plot of the Japanese government to try to conquer this realm, um, kind of destroying their own culture and putting in their place the Japanese culture and making this Elden Empire dependent of Japanese products. Eventually, Shinichi kinda is able to maneuver between that and the politicians such. That was brilliant. And eventually he continues in the end of the series. He continues to live in the Elden Empire as the teacher of Japanese culture, because they tried to kill him in the end, but they failed. It's a series that is funny from episode 1 until episode 12. Um, it's my second favorite in terms of comedy of the season. The first one is I couldn't become a hero, so I reluctantly decided to get a job. That's my first, the number one in terms of comedy. But Outbreak Company uh, clearly gets a second place, a great second place, because it's a very funny series. The story, the interaction between the characters, the situation with the manga, the groups, the discussions they have inside school, elves between dwarfs, it's fantastic. Then we have a soccer match that also happens. It's fantastic. See them using all their powers and destroying each other. It's fantastic, and I liked a lot of the series also. So I recommend, if you are into comedy, I highly recommend that you watch Outbreak Company and the series that I already spoke. I couldn't become a hero, so I reluctantly decided to get a job. Are by far the two series that are fantastic in terms of comedy in this season. So I highly recommend that you watch both if you want to have a good lot and see strange stuff. But this series is also fantastic. So I will give it also uh, six, six, six. Yes, I will give it six. No, eight, eight. I think that to the other one I also gave a 8. So this I also give a 8 because it was an excellent series. Um, and it's worthwhile. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay well, peace, and see you soon.